Hey everybody, good morning. I'm going to try to do this live with two cameras. Like, wish me luck. Blessings, blessings, blessings. I have this, everything look like it's trying to fall down. Good morning, come on in, come on in. I wanted to do the live video. Hopefully, oh, this is the recording. I'll have to do that later. Blessings, come on in. So you guys, I wanted to come on in. As you see, hey mother. I have my NutriBurst at hand. I am getting ready to mix up my CBD tea, detox tea. This is how I wanted to show you guys the process. Hey, Tiffany Brown, blessings, blessings. Good morning, good morning. So listen here. So what I'm doing is mixing up. I've got my NutriBurst, which is the best multivitamin ever. When I tell you, when you take this product, and I know some people are like, oh, products, but TLC products, this particular product at hand has 72 minerals, 10 vitamins, 22 phytonutrients, 19 amino acids, 13 whole food greens, and 12 herbs. So what that means is that when you consume it's 1 tablespoon of this is equal to 10 salads, right? 10 salads. This particular CBD detox tea is what has allowed me to balance off a lot of things in my body. For those that are at a place where they are not regular, for those that are gaining a lot of weight in the stomach area, you're like, I need to get it down. This particular product will get it done for you. So that's it. I shake it up. I take my NutriBurst. I'm going to take my CBD tea. And when I tell you, by the end of the day, I am feeling great. This is going to give me the energy because I'm about to hit my workout. This is going to give me the energy that I need to be able to maximize and hit my goals. I'm so excited for the results that I'm seeing. The pageant is next week. Yay, yay, yay. So the pageant is next week in Milwaukee. We will be heading up. This is what I normally put on for my hairdos that are long. So I am getting ready. I don't want to, doing my workouts. So that's why you see this on. But I'm getting ready to head down to Milwaukee to the pageant, the MMBA pageant. So I'm so excited. Blessings, Cherie. I was coming on a day to show everyone the products that's been changing my life as everyone else. The NutriBurst by TLC. And this new CBD detox tea is what is amazing. It helps you sleep better. It truly helps with your joints. Blessings, Maya. Hey, beautiful. So it helps with your joints. I'm loving how it's balancing off my hormones because that's what I'm focusing on right now in my life is hormonal balance. When your hormones are balanced, you are a totally different woman. When your body is at a level of equilibrium, you feel totally different. You're more at peace. You're level-headed. Your level of clarity is there. Your level of execution is in order. Just your decision-making skills are so much better. Blessings. Hey, Cherie. Your decision-making skills are so much defined, right? And you're able to make better decisions. You're able to do more throughout your day. And listen, if anybody knows that this is max out season in our lives, this season we are at the last 3 months of the decade, not just of the year, of the decade. What has these last 10 years equated to in your life? Like, what has the last 10 years equated to in your life? It's not just, oh, it's another year. No. Look at, this is the end of a decade in less than 90 days. And listen here, great moves are made in the last quarter. If you intentionally put your actions Connect them to the words that you're saying you're going to do. Speak forth life over your goals, and let's get it. That's why I came on today, was like, let's get it. I know when fall season comes in, everyone feels a little sluggish, like they want to sleep because the weather's getting all comfy. But this is the time where you need to ram this thing on up. Listen, God has so much in store for us. I just wanted to come on today just to show the process. I hope I'll have my assistant add this on the other videos, because I was trying to do 2 videos at the same time, but that techno thing, we're working on that. So I have her add that on to the other video. But listen here, all I took was the ISO CBD. It tastes like lemonade, and it already has, like, it literally tastes well. All you have to do is put some water in there, shake it up. And I took my 1 tablespoon, which is equal to 10 multivitamins. I am ready for my day. I have so much to do today, but I had to get a lot of things in order. See, I wanted to show you all, but I think I left it in the car. It's a book called The 4-Hour Work Week, right? It's changing my life. So by the time a lot of people see me, that's right, we can't be sluggish. By the time most people see me midday, I've gotten my whole day completed, because I normally get up at 5 or 6 in the morning. And by the time most individuals see me, I've gotten most of my day done. So the 4-hour work week is changing my business. It's changing the dynamics of how I am able to execute a lot of things in my life. I'm learning that we must focus on what we are good at, and we need to delegate and hire out to those that are good in other areas that's not our strong points. We can't do everything. So let's remember that, ladies and gentlemen. Hire out, delegate to people that's their specialty area, so that you can maximize in your gifting zone. Let's stop trying to be an octopus and do so many things that it's not our particular specialty area. I understand that technology is not my strong point. I am an engineer. You give me numbers, I can show you how to multiply. I can show you how to strategize. I am a numbers woman. So I stay in numbers zone. I am a people's person. If I meet you, I guarantee you won't forget me. That's my area. So let me free myself up to get out into the world, so I can meet the people and thrive in my gifting zone, which is meeting people, loving on people, letting my personality be able to introduce me, letting my knowledge base be able to shift the atmosphere by someone saying, oh, I didn't think of it that way. Oh, and then I go in with my next, well, maybe you should do X, Y, and Z. That's my gifting zone. So that's why I say in my lane, you will get tired. You will be burnt out. You will get frustrated, and you will sometimes, let me tell you, you will sometimes end up discouraging your own self throughout your journey, because you're trying to do things that's not your specialty. Focus on what you're good at. That's why I created the Transformation Journal, to help women get so crystal clear on who they are, so that you can package up your greatness, so you know how to amplify it in the world. A lot of times we're just not even acknowledging a lot of things that we house that everyone else doesn't house, because it's our norm. You need to become crystal clear on what you offer, that you know God only gave to you. Focus on that. Delegate and hire out other people that specialize in their lanes. Listen, I got PR individuals for my PR team, because listen here, that's not my area. I've hired an assistant that she is amazing with when it's handling all that stuff on the internet and getting all those funnels out in my online marketing and all of my videos and editing. That's not my area. I've hired on people that handle my stuff in construction, that literally it requires another level of paperwork. I literally maximize the things in which I am good at, which is being in front of a person and being able to strategize and being able to create an atmosphere so that they are comfortable enough to receive their next level. That's my gifting. So I've to be able to maximize the things in which I'm good at, because I know I've learned a very valuable lesson in business, in my in personal growth, that I started getting very discouraged on the very things in which I love, because I was doing a lot of everything else that was not what I was good at. And I learned when they told me, and that's why me and Cheryl Sutherland is doing December 8th, this the Real Blueprint to Business Masterclass. It's a one-day workshop on how to really get this money, because my life changed when I was able to acquire a level of capital to be able to multiply and generate more funds in my business, so that I wasn't spending all the money that was left over or whatever if I didn't have a good month or had a little money. See, we as African Americans, we learn how to do things the wrong way, and we've learned how to do things the hard way. And it's not that it's going to be a microwave success, but we needed to acquire a level of insight on how do they really make this stuff work. Because it's not about just working. You can work smart if you know what you house, if you understand how this thing really goes. See, we just was looking from the outside looking in, not really understanding. And see, that's why I had to pay, she had to pay to receive knowledge from people that are using systems and that are getting the contacts, that are getting them the level of the accounts that you need to be, the learning the strategies on how to grow your business while you're sleeping, understanding the systems at place, getting the contacts that'll get you directly approved instead of pulling points from your credit getting denied because you could have done, you don't know what you don't know until you go and they say, oh, well, you don't have XYZ. But if you would have known it in advance, you would have worked on this part of your business to have all that paperwork ready when you went in their office, and you would have gotten that instant approval. And then you will get these pre-approvals when they're saying, listen here, your business has a great history with us. We want to give you even more money. And you know the great thing about getting great credit and having money and a lot of money, they keep on giving you more money. They keep offering you more money. And guess what happens when you are able to maximize the credit and the capacity? It's not, if you don't need it, if you don't need it, don't use it. But it's nothing like having it. Because when opportunities come and you have to buy in bulk, and when you have to buy in advance for different events that's coming up, when you have to be able to mastermind because you want to plan for, let's say it's a Black Friday special. You can't be waiting on, okay, well, I don't know how this money is going to go. And then a lot of things have to get in place to have your product and services ready. And you have to hire staff. You have to hire so many. All of this requires money. And if we're doing it the old school manual way, we're going to be missing out on a lot of opportunities, because we are doing things backwards and we need to get caught up to speed. And that requires us to learn how to start investing in ourselves. We got to learn how to start investing in ourselves. Listen here, we're in a season that is not, it's all about what you are willing to do. Are you willing to step in your glory phase, which is the unknown phase, which you are going to be, you're taking risks that you normally wouldn't take. Listen here, scared money don't make any money. So many people want money, but they so scared. If you are scared to lose it, it's no way you can possibly make it. Everyone that you're seeing that's acquiring another level of wealth are taking risk. Yeah, they can be calculated. They're taking large risk in order to multiply their money on a large scale. And that was big risk. But we have to look at it as the big picture spectrum, other than, oh, I just don't want to lose this. Listen, if you are willing to do what you need to do, I guarantee you it's nothing that you will ever lose, because even every lesson is valuable. There is never any failure, because those steps that you took wrong, you know what to, it's going to literally maneuver you into the right steps the next time. And one thing about knowing how to duplicate money is all about the steps to take, and it's all about knowing how to do it over and over and over again. It's about multiplication. But if we're just hoping we get lucky, lucky can't be repeated. It's about duplication. It's about allowing ourselves to get in atmospheres where we are able to get information that our generations did not have access to, so that they were not able to multiply the funds and create the generational wealth is not created check by check. Generational wealth is created by knowing how to truly multiply some real money. And that requires us to get out of our comfort zone. So I wanted to just come on today and just say, this is the time to get it on another level. This is the time. Every millionaire says this. I'm serious. And I tell individuals when they see me going out to conferences, a lot of times it's not even. A lot of times it's the people you meet at the conference that you're really going to be doing business with. It's the women that were willing to take the risk along with you taking the risk that you can partner up with is how that thing really goes. It's about being around true warriors and true risk takers and people that are like, I'm willing to lose. Listen, I done lost it all and I got it back times 10 because the Lord said that whatever, it's nothing that we will ever lose. What's yours is yours. Now, if you go through a temporary season of needing to learn how to be happy with no money, because that's one of the lessons that I had to learn. I went through bankruptcy, foreclosure. I had to go through all of those things. And most people are like, I don't want to lose my house. Well, you know what? You want to see how you get to live? After you're willing to not be fearful after that experience, you want to know how you are literally feeling like, listen here, I became my best with $2 and nobody knew I had $2, because you don't have to look like what you are going through. Life is about peace. And life is about you being willing to believe and bet on you. If somebody else can pay you per hour for your life, why can't you pay you per hour for your life? Listen, nobody can pay me better than me. I learned that a long time ago. When I started calculating the money that the CEOs at these companies were making, and I started looking at the experience that they were having, most of those people were not happy. And a lot of times, that's why I focus on transformation from the inside out, because at a very early age, at less than 24, 25 years age, I was making six figures in my early 20s. I bought my first house at 25 years old. So I've seen a lot of things. I'm now 38. I've been self-employed for 14 years now plus. So I've seen a lot of things. So I go based on strategy, because it's easy for me to go back and make six figures. But I want to make the multi-millions. So I had to be willing to leave what was good. It was good money. And by now, I'll probably be making $250 if I go back to corporate. But I know I can make even more money than that. You see, when we are willing to not stop on what sounds good and to know that God has even more for us, it's the only way you can see the other side of it. Because I know my worth. That's when every person must get to the point that they value. It's not you. Time is our most valuable asset on this earth. And I notice that if I'm giving all my time to make this money, I'm not truly getting the experiences and enjoying it at the fullness in which I know. So let me acquire the level of information that will allow me to buy some time. Let me acquire the level of insight that will allow me to start making money that I don't have to physically be working. Let me start cultivating my gifts so that I'm able to get it to the masses, because the people that are really going to invest in you are the people you don't even know. The people that really are going to meet you is the people that you have never met yet. The people that you don't have to convince a thing to are the ones that are on the other side of the state or the states. And those are the ones that when they meet you, they're like, oh my goodness. They instantly see your greatness and they're like, how can I partner up with you? And it's instantly. But the ones that are close to you that you're trying to prove yourself to, they act, I mean, you got to jump hoops and they still might not even think that what you offer is amazing. So that's why we have to go where we're celebrated, which is out of our comfort zone, to meet the people that see our greatness instantly. So this journey is literally set up for us to win on another level. So stay out of your comfort zone. Be willing to risk it all. It's nothing that you will ever lose, because if you learn the lesson, if you figured out what you did wrong, that was a powerful lesson. Now you know the proper step to multiply it and do it again. Because what happens? You do it over and over and over again. Listen, wealth is created by multiplication, and it's created by systems, and it's created by levels of technology with people that have mastered in their lanes how this thing really works, right? We don't have to listen. The old school thinking that they told us, we don't have to work like that anymore. Focus on your peace. Focus on what you generate and the impact you give to the world. I guarantee you, if you focus and hone in on that, that will supply every single need that you will ever have in this life. Because the people that you are assigned to and the people that are assigned to bless you is instantly when you meet them, because you worked on this internal space and it is in an open posture, everything will come in and be in alignment. And see, there is no lack in our God. There is no lack around us. It's only our mindsets. So let's start cultivating ourselves. That's why I've been working on and off on this weight thing for a very long time. But you know what happens? You get sick and tired of dropping the ball. Because when you're tired, when you are confused because your hormones, everything is just all out of whack because you're eating all this processed foods, when you're not sleeping properly because you burning yourself out, when you're getting to the point that you're hiding in the corner at events because you don't feel comfortable in the clothes that you're in, it gets to a point that you have to take accountability for you not becoming the woman that you know you are destined to be. And that requires you to have a level of, listen here, enough is enough. I need to look good for me. I need to feel good for me, because when I am at my best, the best is offered to me. Remember that and say that again. When I am at my best, the best is offered to me every single time, because you feel it, you speak it, and you invite it in. So let's, ladies, become our best. Look good for you. Feel good for you so you can be a better wife, a better mother, a better human being, a better person, so that when you coming out and people meeting you, you're not all like, you literally are bringing your best. I'm telling you, I'm not just saying this. This thing gives me energy. You see how hyped up I done got from the beginning of the video to right now, and that's only been, about 5 minutes. But listen, it gives you instant energy. I'm just trying to tell people what I've seen that works. And this is my thing. They either believe it or they don't. It's okay. I go based on results that's being proven. One thing somebody told me is, don't listen to anybody that you see that you don't want to replace, that they cannot replace. You would not want to get in their shoes for a day. You want to listen to people that you kind of see results happening in their lives. You kind of want to listen to people that are going outside of, I went back home and I was around people that literally, I didn't know people did not leave their own hometowns, or I didn't know people did not travel and go outside, certain confinements. I remember when I went to college and I started meeting, people from all across the world. That's why when I worked in function and started this mentoring program for those that are entering into college, you need to get to college. Because that's the very starting point that you start dreaming and meeting different people outside of the people you've seen on a regular basis. And it started opening up your mindset and your heart space to meeting new things. It's all about the newness. We have to be willing to go through change. Life is about continuous adjustments and being willing to adjust. So many people want to repeat the same 365 days. They do the same things. I see wives and mothers, they drop their kids off, they pick them up, they cook, they go home, they drop their kids. You finna do that for 30 years? Like, where is any kind of fulfillment? I don't have any kids, but I refuse for that to be my portion. Let me acquire some type of financial freedom so that I can buy some time, so that I can actually hire some people to do some other things. Because I'm telling the truth. On my off time, I feel like I would like to benefit more from enjoying my off time. Let me hire someone that's what they specialize in, cleaning. Let me hire somebody that they can help my kids with X, Y, Z, because that's not my specialty. Because the homeworks have changed. I tried to help my nephew with some of this stuff. We have to. I want to work on saying we have to. Life is about what you're willing to be uncomfortable with, and I can't say this enough. It's uncomfortable for me, you know, to show bathing suit photos, but somebody needs to see it because people just got to see stuff. You know, you can tell them all day long. I just posted earlier 1 week difference from day 1 to day 7 how my stomach left. And that's 1 week to the next. Listen, if my stomach left, that means my gut area is getting cleansed, and where everything that's connected to our mental state of mind, it starts in our stomach. So that's why so many people don't feel well, because this whole area is off. And you know, when you have all those other emotions going on, keeping stuff in and not really, you know, letting things come out and flow, that is connected to your womb. And that's why I see so many women dealing with a lot of internal issues, because we are not letting this stuff out. Our gut area is showing how we are housing and taking on everything because it's not leaving. So it's just coming and sticking to our body. Our stomach area is the first place that is the sign that we need to release emotionally, mentally, spiritually, let it go. And that's the first place that is a sign that we need to get disciplined, is our stomach area. That's the first place. I told my clients when they come in dealing with severe hair loss, I say, well, when did it start? We want to get out of the routine of just letting things go till it gets out of hand. When did it start? So that we can be proactive in knowing that let's get on it right away, or if this is too far gone. Because once you create nerve damage, the follicle is released and it's no longer coming back. So what you're seeing in society now, I see a lot of individuals, because the hair industry has gotten totally bombarded with a lot of unprofessional people. That's why we're seeing a lot of permanent hair loss. We're seeing a lot of hair loss from hormonal imbalances. I am a person, I'm speaking, this is why I'm taking care of my body. I want my hair, and I want my health, and I want my mind. Because when your body is off, you feel off, and then you start causing problems on that's with your health, and then you start showing signs on your body that something is wrong, that something needs to be adjusted. Don't wait till we sitting in the ER and they're saying they want to give you all these high blood pressure medications, or, oh, you're pre-diabetic. I'm none of that stuff. Listen here, let me focus on my health. Let me get this stuff together. If I seen Susu and Tutu in the family dying of this, let me focus on X, Y, Z. No, that's not my portion. No, that's not me. But let me be proactive to do the opposite. If I seen Susu and KK never walking, let me walk. I don't want to be bent over because I have been immobile for the last 20, 30 years. I don't want to finally have kids and I can't have fun with them. I don't want to finally get a husband and I'm around here hiding in the corner because I got to cut off all the lights. I don't want to do all that. I want to be able to fully represent myself in a full way. Meaning that I want to bring my best self to the table, and that requires me to be honest and real with myself. We're in a season that it's offered right now. The atmosphere and the doors are open. Listen here, we must, and I'm saying we must get it together. The United States is about to hit a major recession very soon. It's right there on the wall. I'm in the house. I'm in the building industry. I understand the trends. My daddy taught me this back in 1999 when he sat me down and told me how construction goes in a 10-year wave. So when you see this happen, this is going to be happening, how you have to watch. He showed that to me. We are going into something serious in a little bit. It's imperative that you get your oil. It's imperative that you get your house in order. It's imperative that you get your body together. Because in order for us to fight as warriors and kingdom believers, you must be in order. Listen, if I have to go out and pray for this person and pray, I am a chaplain. If I got to go pray for this person and pray for this person, I can't be all worn down because you're receiving that same energy. I need to make sure this vessel is strong. If I got to go out and speak life, I want to make sure that I'm bringing my best self to the table. Because if not, that's why you see so many people in ministry all burnt down and wore out, because they're just going and going and going and not taking care of their vessel. You can't pour from an empty cup. You got to take time to take care of you in a major way, and we must be smart. And when the Lord sent them out to battle, that's when they got the Daniel's fast. We need to follow those similar principles, not just the first month of the year. We need to follow those principles closely throughout the year, because didn't you feel better when you did close to the Daniel's fast, when you ate more vegetables than you did meat? Didn't you feel much, you connected with the Lord much easier? You heard things much more clearer when you was connected to the Daniel fast. It's the same principle. So why we just doing it the first 21 days of the year? Everybody on the Daniel fast do the same. It's like, I want to calm my spirit down, because I get frustrated about that. We want to do all this stuff on the first 30 days of the year, and then by March and May, we looking the same. Like, come on now. We don't need to just be losing weight every single first 21 days of the year, because we going on a corporate. The Lord talks to you. He's telling and prompting his people to get in alignment. Listen, how much does he have to tell us that we need to get in order? Listen. Go based on how you feel. Just write down. Listen, this is what I tell my clients when I work with private clients. Tell me what your best day felt like. Tell me what all did you do. When you had some of the most amazing days, what did you do? And let's try to do the first step on repeating one of those amazing days for just 5 days. And tell me, how did you feel? Did you accomplish more? Did you feel better within yourself? Tell me, how did that change your life in just 5 days? So can we do that for 30 days? So let's start making it simple. What does the best day of your life look like and sound like? What did you eat? How did it go? What did you walk? Did you do a little meditation? Did you get in your word? Did you cross off some lists of some loved ones that you needed to talk to that crossed your mind? What are some of the best days of your life consisting of? Write it all down and get crystal clear. That's why everything is about clarity, because that's the only way women can start learning what makes them happy. They're like, well, I don't like him, when it had nothing to do with him. You are not clear on what makes you happy. I can't expect my boyfriend or my husband to make me happy when I don't even know how to make me happy. What makes you happy? That needs to be something that's embedded, to the point that when you have off days and when you get off track, I know exactly what to do. I know exactly the rotation that gets me back. But when I have it written down, I literally just follow my own package that has been customized based on my life experience that makes me happy. And I'm going to just repeat. I ain't got to follow nobody's book. So that's, we got to start studying ourselves. I would follow my own steps that made me happy. The same thing applies when you have toxic situations and toxic. People think I'm crazy. If I dated a guy and it went horrible, I literally write a chapter on them, because I told them, you're going to make me money one day. So I'm going to get paid off of this pain. Trust me. So I write me a nice little synopsis of a synopsis of them, and a synopsis of what I felt happened and what I felt went wrong, and where I felt I speak the opposite, because I do shadow work. So I speak the complete opposite of what I want to see. But then I go into the directives on what the next time I encounter this, what I need to do if I meet this personality again. Remember, things are cycles until you master it. So we must learn how to start. It's about self-mastery. Don't focus on all these people and these things. Just go inward. That's why it's called transformation from the inside out. Start studying your own self. Start looking at the cycles in your life. Start noticing what makes you happy. Start noticing what makes you feel. Start literally just study yourself. If you take a little time to study yourself, I guarantee you'll start discovering some things that are needed for your journey. Because remember, we'll just keep seeing this stuff over and over and over again until we start sitting down, getting clear on what's happening or what's not happening so that we can do corrective actions. But that's just me, and that comes from a person that they wanted to consider ADHD. Your brain, that's coming from a person that they wanted to, be this, oh, you have bipolar. I have nothing. I have a mind that moves very fast, and that's why I can run multiple businesses. I have a mind that moves on a level and puts so much together, and yeah, it works good for me in ways, and I had to learn how to master how to calm that same mind down. Because even though on one spectrum it works for me, on another spectrum, until I learn how to master myself, I must. Oh, Misha, do not say that. I love you. But until I master myself about self-examination, awareness, and personal responsibility, seriously, Familiar Queen, we are here. It's about self-mastery. But until I take myself, you know what happened for single ladies that is on this line? When I stopped picking projects and started taking my own self on as a project is when my life changed. When I started putting the energy that I was just offering to all these people, like, here, I can do this and I can help you with this and help. How about I help myself? When I started literally taking the time to figure out the very thing, normally what the world tells you is a con with you is normally some pros in you. So like I told you, that same mind that moves very, very fast, that's why I want to work with the youth, because all of these kids that they say are behavioral are not behavior. They're not ADHD. They're called misunderstood, unidentified, misdiagnosed, and they have PTSD, most of them. They have post-traumatic stress syndrome. They have been traumatized from the womb on until the point that you see those babies. So no, that child can't sit down because they all on edge. Their spirit is not calm. They never felt nurtured. So that baby, no, he ain't trusting nobody. So no, he don't believe nothing you say. So no, he ain't trusting. Sit down. The child has not gotten a proper diagnosed based on the environmental effects that has caused issues to his brain or her brain very early. The things that they witnessed has traumatized them in a manner that they learned poor coping skills that you now are calling bad behavior. But the child needed to learn how to shut people off because it was always arguing in the background. The child had to learn how to start ignoring X, Y, and Z. So that's why they can't hear you. That's why they're not paying attention to you, because they had to learn how to zone off to be able to stay sound in this household that was dysfunctional. So you see how passionate I get about that? Come on now. Like, it's some babies out here that is suffering because nobody want to tell the truth. It's some babies that are taking pills and being misdiagnosed because the current environment that they're in is still dysfunctional. It's some adults out here that was children that are living these adult lives, still acting and making decisions based on the little boy and the little girl in them, because it was poor coping skills that they had to learn in order to survive. But listen here, that's just a snippet of transformation from the inside out. Because when I work with clients, it's like, what's really holding you back? Don't tell me this surface stuff, because I can see through that. I used to be there. Tell me what's really holding you back. Let's get to the root of what's really, are you really scared of yourself? Are you really, you're probably scared of success, aren't you? You're scared of the disconnect that the people that you know, really, they already are rejecting you. So you're scared that they really won't approve of it, right? You're scared that they won't see it, right? Because you've been unseen and no one really paid attention to you. You felt unheard all your life. So most times you attract people that just look over you like you're not standing there, or you attract people that you overcompensate for years, that they act like you just doing the bare minimum and you know you're doing the extra over. They're just takers. You attract that constantly in your life because you're lacking a level of validation within yourself, right? You're literally lacking a level of validation. Like, what's really holding you back? Like, what's like I had to be real with myself. It got to a point that I was like, Nekia, the money is here. What's really holding you back from, you know, becoming this woman? And what's those steps that need to happen? I had to pull back a lot of them layers. I had to pull back them layers, and I had to deal with, listen here, I was afraid of it really happening for me, because I dealt with a lot of self-doubt because I was not acknowledged. A lot of things that were not acknowledged when I was a child, because I was like, hey, I made good grades, see me. So if I make good grades, then they're going to be, it's going to be good when I go home. Or if I do this is going to change this. And it never changed. So I learned how to start contradicting myself and always trying to soothe the disappointment. And then I started literally expecting disappointment, which I ended up starting to create in my life over and over and over again. So I literally didn't acknowledge that I was creating this entire repeated different type of episodes that was leading me back to those same emotions when I was a little girl, when I would cry myself to sleep in total despair. Like, who is here to protect me? Like, who is here to nurture my emotions? Who is here to make me feel safe? So then when people meet me as an adult and they're like, you so strong, I had no choice. If I didn't shut everybody out early, I don't believe I would have ever made it. And as an adult, I had an issue with learning how to really connect with women, because those first levels of being attachment was never there for me. It was never there. So I had to learn. Now I'm learning how to open up and receive, because I've been so closed off for so long trying to protect myself. I've even closed off on opportunities because I second guessed it, because I questioned it because I was so accustomed to disappointment. So I would literally had a cycle of counting my own self out. So we must get to the root of a lot of our thinking so that we can start recreating healthy coping skills and figuring out what are our triggers, so we don't constantly start going on autopilot doing the same thing over and over and over again, so that we're creating the same outcome over and over when the opportunities are offered every 5 minutes. That's why you saw me say next year, which started October 1st for me, there will be no more toxic people in my life, meaning that those that they have a continuous, because remember, this is the last 90 days of the decade. We will not repeat the last 10 years. It has been amazing to me. It has been very painful because it was a lot of hard lessons that had to be learned. But this new decade that started for me in October 1st, because 2020 starts the new decade, and my year always starts the fiscal year with money because the business is starting in October. So listen, you want to eliminate people that don't allow you to trust, people that lack integrity, people that literally their word is not their bond, people that they're always falling short, they're always taking the easy route out, they're always going for, oh well, this happened to me. That's called an excuse. Because a person that really cares makes it happen regardless. We must disconnect from people that are easy, just taking the easy excuse out of stuff. Well, my car broke down. So did you start walking? Or did you just stay there? Because if you really wanted to make it happen, you wouldn't have stopped at my car broke down. You would have walked to your appointment or you would have called a ride, or you would have got an Uber. You wouldn't have just sat there if that was the biggest opportunity on the line, but you wanted to call the people and tell them, yeah, you had a valid reason that you might like something you had a valid reason. But life is, what I've learned is about those that are willing to push past the valid reason. Are you surrounding yourself around people that are willing to push past the valid reasons in their lives that will cause a lot of roadblocks, that will sabotage a lot of opportunities because they weren't willing to go the extra mile? Oh, well, I called. Well, did you call again? You know, those that, well, I called, so that's it. Did you call again? I've learned that because I don't stop at one note is how my life is the way it is now, because I don't stop until I get what I want. I don't stop until the bottom line is it happens. The end result is happen. It is a pro and a con in that, because I learned a painful lesson last year on when to really release from that. But you release from it when God says so, that it no longer brings a positive outcome. But in positive outcome, because I had to learn how to allow my ego and my pride to die on a level that it wasn't about being right. It was about the big picture. And you know what the big picture is? It's called your peace. And you know what happens with peace? When you understand your peace is far more valuable than whatever somebody might have thought they took from you or stole from you or robbed you of. Your peace is way more valuable than anything anybody can ever think they will have taken from you. Your peace is so valuable than anything that anybody could ever think that they can take from you. Listen, when you learn how to ignore the people that are not relevant, it is something that will bless your soul. When you learn how to not feed into things that would trigger the other people because they all in their feelings, it will change your world. When you learn how to put priority, the mission at hand, and don't get distracted by foolishness and foolish things and foolish people, it will change your life. When you learn that, listen here, I am going to literally finish what I start. I am going to get to the end no matter what. It will change your life, because it's just like a gnat. Life is going to be people all, people are, oh, well, this happened to me, or that happened to me, or this happened to me. Life is always going to happen. It's guaranteed. But until you learn how to have tunnel vision on the assignment, listen here, let me tell you about something. I remember when my dad was going through the most critical season of his life, and he was facing heart failure, and the doctors was telling him he might not make it here and he might not make it at this time. I knew that that was my father, but I was assigned to him as he was one of my assignments. And you will go through seasons that the people that you are assigned to will hurt you. And you must not respond back, because you have to stay focused on the assignment. You will go through seasons that the people that you are assigned to, it will be all kind of situations want to happen to get in the way of you covering them for the big picture, for the big, when they really need, they don't know they need you right now, but when they really need you, you're going to have to not look at how you feel, because that's why the Bible tells us that you must die daily, because you must stay committed to the assignment that God told you are assigned to. And that has nothing to do with feelings. That has nothing to do with life situations coming up. You must learn how to have tunnel vision to the point that it don't matter what they do. It doesn't matter what happens. I am going to stay focused on the assignment, meaning that I'm going to cover them. I'm going to do what I got to do. If I got to work 3 jobs and still be able to make sure they are together, I'm going to do what, or do I want to just leave them by the wayside and say, well, I had to take care of me? That's a valid excuse. And it's a valid reason But am I completing my assignment? Because see, through that level of staying focused, taking emotion out, and having tunnel vision is how souls can get saved. Because the people that you are assigned to normally are going to do things that you have a valid reason to cut them off. The people that you are assigned to are going to have a valid reason that you can just leave them to the wayside. The people that you are assigned to, things are going to happen in your life to come in a way that you're still going to have to do what happens in your life and still take care of that assignment. And when it comes against you, you must stand hard on your core, because that requires a level of knowing thyself that just on the surface does not give you. See, when you know thyself, it doesn't matter what happens, what they say, what they do. You are so mentally resilient that you are staying focused on the end goal. And what did I tell you all? We are moving into a season that what is about to happen, if you don't get your core together, if you don't get your mind together, you won't be mentally prepared to take care of the assignments that you are going to be assigned to, that you have been assigned to. You won't be emotionally free, and your heart will be closed to the people that you need to be connected to during that hour. Your vessel will be too weak and tore down to the point that you won't even be able to complete the assignment because you all broke down in the hospital giving you all these medications. You will not be fortified enough to complete the assignments that the Lord told you. You are now in the hour that you need to be your best, not getting by, but your best. And you need to have a level of financial freedom to be able to set some people free. And that requires you to stay focused during season where everybody else doing the normal rotation. You got to be doubling up. You got to be doubling up. You got to be doubling up. Remember, my motto is, because see, I am a strong yet gentle woman. That's why a lot of men get me real confused. See, they thought I was a lot of hard work, but you just can't drop the ball over here. See, my motto is shift or be shifted, because I don't shift. Because I learned early to the mental training through this same mind that they said something was wrong with. This same mind had to learn that that was actually my gift. That's why I literally can help others get their mind right, because this same mind, if I received what they said about my mind, I wouldn't have multiple businesses. If I received what they said about my mind, I would be on medications. If I received what they said about my mind, I wouldn't be able to help walk others out of their darkness. See, we must look at what we're gifted with and cherish it as a gift, and not look at it as something that the world told you was wrong with you. The very thing that they told you was wrong to you, my king and my queen, is actually your gift. That's where it lies. That very area in which you were so questioned about because they tried to kill it so early in your life is the very thing that's your hidden treasure. That's the very thing that's going to get you to the next level. That very thing. Remember, I'm in first grade. She's a great student, but very talkative. But when I learned how to cultivate my mind so that the words that I speak can add some value, that same little girl that they wanted to shut up is now the same girl that people literally are like, thank you so much for this conversation. And that same girl that had to learn how to believe in herself, that same girl that was willing to walk around bald head and shave her hair down real bald when people was like, it was not for fashion. It was because I had to learn how to be vulnerable. It's because I had to learn how to be looked at crazy and still hold it strong. I had to learn, because see, the ones that's coming, see, we're in the hour that the church won't look like the church anymore. The world won't look like the world anymore. So many people are looking for people to look. See, he said he's going to have a chosen generation. See, I'm not a PK kid. I didn't get it just, nobody took me on as their daughter in Christ and just said, I'm going to show you the way. I had to find that thing my own. I remember when I was looking for deliverance and I had so many demons in me and I had so much going on. I would go to church after church after church to get freed. And I would leave so angry because spiritually I was sensitive, but spiritually I knew that they didn't house the fivefold ministry and they couldn't help me. That's why I don't play church. It's people that's going to be coming in the church that ain't going to look like the prim and proper. They going to need some real help. And they're going to need people that ain't looking like what they look like on the outside to be able to judge them. Don't worry about how their clothes look. Don't worry about how their hair look. Don't worry. Let the Lord work on that. Let the Lord be the Lord. The Lord will change that. Just let them keep coming. The word works. Let them keep coming. If they need some true deliverance, we can't be worrying about the session ending, the church ending at 12 o'clock sharp, and the music need to shift at this time. It's somebody that need to be set free. They are on their last. These things have been troubling their mind over, and they can't sleep at night. They can't sleep for years. They need to be set free, and they need more than some slanging of some oil or some towels. They need help, and we need you to give them these deliverance services so they don't get off this ground until they get it. And you need somebody that has the spirit in them, that has the anointing in them to help pull this demon up out of them. But I went to church, and nobody was helping me. You know who helped me? It was a little small church. Pastor Frank Massey had a little small church in Winter Garden. And I remember going there. And at first, because deliverance ain't, and this is why I'm so passionate about truth. Deliverance is not what people make it look like. Some people got some real stuff in them. And some people got some real generational stuff in them. And some people have some stuff in them that has been connected from sexual, from mental, from generational, from environmental. They got some stuff in them that only some real anointing can help pull up out of there. And listen, they don't need no little foo-foo, they don't need that, just hey. No, they need some real, listen, if you're not saved, you need to exit this door right now. If you don't believe, because when they leave, we got to find somebody else. So if you're not, we need to go back. See, I am one of them children that, remember, I was the problem child. So I remember them people seeing me in pain and looking at me and letting me go out the same way and want to just call me a trouble child. I know what it looks like for them to just want to label you and not looking at, well, what is happening to this baby? Is she okay? What's going on? Nobody ever asked. No one ever asked what was going on with that baby. Because then it becomes this adult that you see acting all out and acting all crazy. But they was once a little child that was overlooked, that had all that stuff in them early, and that was molested, and that was all these different spirits in them early that started acting up and all this other stuff. And you want to think that she promiscuous. No, she's trying to feed it. It's trying to, listen, we got to get to the root of the stuff people not talking about. We're coming into an hour that they will be coming in drones into the church, and you better get out your feelings. And I hope you have some real anointing to help these people. And I hope I hope if that's your ministry and deliverance, you have prepared to help these people get set free. And don't look at their hair, don't look at their clothes, don't look at who their family is. I hope you are in a divine alignment with your assignments in this next hour. And I hope you have taken the time that you had to be able to really fortify and cultivate your gifts, that you can really see through some things and not just on the surface. See, we got to stop playing church, just going, I mean, people, where you at? You go every Sunday and you still the same. I don't even understand why you're going. I mean, people, they go every single Sunday and nothing ain't changed in their life. I don't understand. If you believe the word, we're supposed to be the radical people. We're supposed to be not the world, the world looking at the worldly people. We're supposed to be the ones that they're like, oh my God, I want what you have. We're supposed to be the ones, right? We're not them looking at, it got to be a rapper or a singer or this girl and that girl just because they got money. Now they influencing instead of we supposed to be with some morals and values and some anointing and really fortifying and knowing who we are in Christ and really getting our stuff together. We supposed to be the ones that can make this thing happen. Come on now. So when I'm, that's why I tell people, listen here, you got to know the Lord for yourself. That's what they need to be preaching, other than the people handicapped and getting, how long you go get milk sermons? You gonna go here and get these same milk sermons for 30 years? 30 years you go get these milk sermons. When are you going to get some real meat and move on to maybe your next pastor that, because it's just like a university. I was telling a client the other day, it's like a university. What are you going to school for? If you are going to school for engineering, don't go to a school that specializes in pharmacy. If you are going to school for pre-med, don't go to a school that don't put their money in pre-med. If you are going to church, so deliverance is the process, is not an event. Deliverance ministry is a labor of work, and you can't just pray, but you have to walk in them through. You have to, listen, trust and believe, Shireen. I agree. I totally agree. It's a process. It's a process. What happens after you fall on the floor and they come out? Do you have anybody to help you, walk you through afterwards? Do you have anybody to call you and be like, listen here, sister, I need to talk to you, and we're going to send you with so-and-so, because it's about to get real. Because remember, they go away for a season, but they come back now, and they come back with friends. So if in this season when you feel like everything is woo-foo-foo-foo-foo and everything is going great, you need to be preparing yourself and getting this word in your spirit, because when they come back, you need to make sure you are sure on what you want to stand on. So we need to be working on the women where they are literally like, are they getting the true guidance through the process of deliverance? Because deliverance ain't just no one session. It's multiple sessions depending on how much you got in you and depending on how much you freeing. Because a lot of people is the recipient of generationally cutting stuff off of their family. So they dealing with stuff that ain't even theirs. They dealing with stuff that's been hidden for years under stuff. They dealing with stuff that's literally, been tucked away, trying to stay in there. Like, you got some, it's some stuff in there. It's some stuff I had in me that wanted to sit over here and act like I'm not going to show her. We ain't going to say we here until if she finally fight her way to the very end. We just going to stay over here. It's some stuff in us that'll behind like this. Like, no, we you see the tip of it. Listen. It is real. So that we need to be showing it's not just the prim and proper side. Listen, be truthful to the people. Listen, how many people around here saying, oh, I had demons? I had some stuff in me. I'm trying to tell you. And so when everybody see it all dressed up and nice, I am a real person that tell the real ugly of what most people don't want to tell people about. But how you go set somebody free if you just want to show them the prim and proper side? You can't set nobody free if they can't connect. What is your testimony? What has the Lord freed you from? What can you help them? Because you're getting that as a testimony to walk them step by step out of where they are. That's the whole point. The Bible, that's right. The sins of our fathers. Listen here. It's some stuff I know I dealt with that I know was not mine. But I was willing. I said, Lord, I know I'm the one in my family that generationally, I want to stop it. I want the next generation to see a real whole and healed person. I want the generation to see a person that gets to literally live out the principles and live out what they talking. I want the next generation not to have to be questioning because they see one thing, but they see something else totally going on. I want the next generation to look, I want my nieces and nephews to look at me and be like, my auntie is an example of how this thing really goes. I ain't got to be questioning because that's my auntie, so if she can get it, I can get it. And then I want to be able to sit them down and say, well, what do you want to do? And auntie want to have the money to be able to cultivate them babies' gifts really early. You got to start early with your kids. Don't just have them with no cell phones. You need to be getting them active. What are their gifts early? That's why it's best for every parent to know who they are so you can acknowledge the steps in which you had to take to find out who you are so you can help your child figure out early who they are so they ain't got to wait till they 30, 40, and 50 to be figuring out who they are. They can know from the very beginning who they are. And then you can help your child grow up in a loving environment so that they ain't got to fight truth and nail failed to even believe and receive the Lord's love because they had to literally, they didn't think it, they had to literally fight their own mind to receive that God's love is unconditional, because their heart from a childhood made them think that love was so conditional. If I do this wrong, then they don't love me no more. And so then when the Bible speaks that God loves you regardless of what, you can't even believe it. So you be like, why is these people not getting delivered and set free? Because they really don't believe what they say they believe in. They have so many blockages in their heart space that needs to be stripped away so that they can learn truth, so they can even believe that God loves them on a real level. I couldn't even believe that God loved me the way he believed until I stripped down my whole entire thought process. Until I stripped down all the falsified coping skills that I had to learn in order to protect myself. Until I stripped away all the dysfunctional ties I had to strip all that stuff away and just be bare and say, he loves me without any money. He loves me if I ain't got on no makeup. He loves me if I fall down. He loves me when I get back up. He loves me. He just loves me. And I ain't got to do nothing for him to love me, because all I was taught was conditional love. Because when they do something wrong, you cut them off. So I learned how to be an adult. Soon as somebody did something wrong, I'm cutting them off. I'm just going to cut you off. Now we got us, so that I mastered the cutoff game. They wouldn't even know they cut off. They would be cut off so quick. You sneeze hard with me, honey, you cut off. And that's one of the reasons why I'm single, because I had to do 8 years of intentionally working on a whole lot. I was a piece of work. So I'm working on myself, because I used to literally, I hated men. I hated men. And it was a level of hate to I loved them as well. So I was taught that I was loving and hating the same person. So guess what happened? I learned how to love and hate people and still deal with them. So guess what kind of relationships I would attract? Men that loved and hate their mama. So they want a strong woman, but they can't deal with her because of their insecurity. So they love and hate you. So then I would meet guys that I loved and hated. So have you ever seen those situations where the very person they love is the same person they hate? And then you just repeat that same over and over and over again? Because I had to really get down to the root of a lot of these unhealthy things that was in my life. And you want to know how to get successful? Deal with yourself. When you deal with yourself and you start freeing up them layers and you start just feeling like good in your spirit and you start getting that peace and that clarity, it look like them blessings come left. You ain't got to look for no blessings. They be coming left and right. You ain't got to convince nobody of nothing. They be coming left and right, and you free. Honey, you are free. You start adding up that equity internally. You are free. And freedom equals financial freedom, internally and externally. That's why it's called the transformation place, helping those learn how to transform from the inside out so they can gain wealth in every single area of their life. You don't just get to get wealth on the outside. That's guaranteed when you get wealth in the inside. But I had to learn how to dissect and get to the root of a lot of my stuff, because I didn't want to leave this earth. I met so many people that I've met too that died in front of me where it was just me and them. And to see somebody take their last breath, that thing will change your life. To see life just leave just like that, and it's just, they gone. That's it. I don't care what else they wanted to finish. I don't care what else they still had to do or wanted to do. That's it. Like, that's it. To see somebody leave like that, you will literally, my life, so the nurses was like, are you okay? I'm just fine. Because I made sure I was assigned to him, and I know his soul was good. I remember whispering in my grandmother's ear when she was leaving that it was okay. And I knew that God trained me up through those situations, that I was the only person holding somebody's hand, walking them through the gateways of death, going to the other side, transitioning for a reason, so I can learn what those cold moments feel like. And so that I can learn how to to value when my living moments and to value my peace and to value on maximizing the time that I have. I thank God for being able to witness. Everybody didn't get to witness somebody leaving, and I got to witness and I was honored that he chose me to walk 2 people through the exit process. That's why when they say, well, yeah, that's why I'm a chaplain. That's why, because when people are at their end, I want to go in and see, you know how it feels when you know how they look, you know how it looks in the room, you know how it smells, you know how that you can look in their eyes and tell you that I know that God prepared me for that phase of my life. So when I have to help others, I wouldn't be scared. When I have to help others, I can make sure their soul is right. I can give them their last rites. I can make sure they are at peace. I can make sure that I provide an environment, meaning also guarding those. But listen, everybody with the same uniform on is not on the same team. So when everybody gets sick, don't be just calling everybody around you, because everybody with the same uniform on, hear my words, is not on the same team. And you understand what I say by that. I don't care who they are, family, cousin, brother, whoever they is. Listen, when I am assigned to somebody, I am your protector. And I don't care who they is. And if their spirit is not right, they're not entering this room. Because this is your time to get your soul together. And some people are on assignments and they have on the same uniform. I'm just going to leave that right there because that's getting on another level. But anyways, I hope you got that one, because we have to use the level of discernment. When I see people calling everybody when they are at their weakest moments, I'm like, they just must not have a clue, because everybody is not assigned to speak life into you. Some people trying to help you get on up out of here. Hold on, I'm like, who is at my door? Hold on 1 second. Because no one knows where I live. You see me, Mish? Who is at my door? Hey, beautiful. All right, I'm like, I had to tell her, no one knows where I live. Who is all these phone calls? But everybody, I hope you have an amazing day. I hope you enjoy something from this live. Have an amazing day. I hope that was able to bless you in some type of way. But remember, use wisdom. Get all that God has for you. This is the season of excellence and greater. For those that need more of my videos, I'm on YouTube. It's several different videos on YouTube for you to be able to watch. And I'm getting this call over and over again. But God bless you. Everything